Hello everyone. It is about 8:30 a.m. Friday, January the 21st, 2016, and this is DelrayVAWeather.com. This is going to be our morning update for the blizzard that is going to happen starting tomorrow, Friday the 22nd. And what you see on the screen, this is the BuffKit analysis of the NAM data, the North American model data, and it's currently set for 7 p.m. tomorrow, Friday the 22nd. And if you look down here, we show these green lines and the red lines. They're fairly close together. When those two lines get close together, it indicates that there's potential for precipitation at that time. And if we advance this one more hour, you'll see there's these two blue dots over here. That indicates snow, and it indicates that the rate could very well be a moderate rate of snow. Of course, again, the green and red lines are very close together. So what this is saying to me is that we could start seeing snow as early as certainly 7 p.m. Tomorrow, and it's going to, according to NAM, it's going to start ramping up pretty quickly from 7 p.m. on. Okay, we're going to continue to move this a little bit up. And so what this is now showing the three dots, three and four dots indicate a moderate rate of precipitation. When they're the blue color, it means they're going to be snow. And so we're saying about 11 p.m. Friday, the rate of snow is going to rapidly increase to a heavy rate of snow. And if we continue, now keep in mind that's 11 p.m. If we continue moving this forward, we're going to see that we're in the moderate range, certainly moderate to heavy range, until 7 a.m. That's actually quite a long period of time. That's 8 hours where we're going to be on having a heavy rate of accumulation in this storm, and that's why we are going to have the big snow totals. But I want you to take a look here. If you notice that this the red and green lines down in this area are just touching this diagonal line. This is the freezing line, if the precipitation goes past this line, it means it's in all likelihood going to be sleet. And so if we advance, so this is currently at 7 a.m. So we're talking about 7 a.m. the snow is going to perhaps change over to sleet. And I'll advance this one more hour. If you notice now, the red and green lines are now on the other side of the freezing line. What this says is that somewhere about 7,000 feet above National Airport, this is the sounding above National Airport, is the temperature of the air is going to go from below freezing to above freezing. So that means that if we have snow falling from a higher altitude, when it reaches the 7,000 foot level, it's going to start passing through a layer of warm air, and that's going to melt the snow. So it's going to be essentially rain from 7,000 feet until it gets down to about 5,000 feet, where the air below 5,000 feet is below freezing. So when it gets past that 5,000 foot level, that rain is going to freeze into sleet and eventually fall as sleet. So that's the mechanism of what happens. We're going to have a warm layer somewhere between 5 and 7,000 feet about 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. And if we advance this a little further, by certainly 9 a.m. on Saturday, we're back to all heavy snow rate. So that warm layer is going to be fairly short-lived, maybe a 2-hour period of potentially sleet, moderate sleet, and if we get more than a moderate rate of sleet over a longer period of time, that's going to suppress the total snow depth. It's going to compress the snow that has fallen, and we're not going to get the higher end of the snow figures. Okay, if we continue to advance this forward, we're going to end up as at least heavy to moderate snow all the way until, let me keep moving this, until we get to about 5 a.m. on Sunday morning. And then if we go a little further to, let me see, where is it? Okay, so by 9 a.m. Sunday morning, the snow should have ended. And so if you think about it, we're going to get snow potentially as early as 6 p.m. on Friday, and it's going to end 9 a.m. on Sunday. So if you do the calculations, we're going to have more than 24 hours of snow, about 8 hours of heavy rate of snow, and so that's why we're looking at such a large amount of snow. All right, we're going to do an overview here. I'm going to only show you a little bit here, and I want to impress upon you a lot of the raw model snow maps that you may see posted on the internet are in fact they don't factor. They assume a constant snow to liquid ratio. The old rule of thumb is, 1 inch of rain equals 10 inches of snow. That's what we're talking about. It's abbreviated SLR, snow to liquid ratio. And the climatological average for Reagan National Airport is about 11 to 1. However, the atmosphere changes from moment to moment. So you're never going to get an 11 to 1 snow to liquid ratio over the entire snow event. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. And that's what the blue line on this overview shows. I'll raise a little bit so you can see it better. These gray bars are our snow event, and you can notice how long the period of snow. Most of the snow is going to fall between that 7 p.m. period and likely, let me look at this, about noon on Saturday. So we're looking at, that period is going to have the most snow. But during that period, these blue lines are the snow to liquid ratios, and they keep, at the early part of the snow, that's going to be around 23 to 1 snow to liquid ratio, and during part of this, it's going to fall down in perhaps the 9 to 1, and when we get the period of potential sleet, it's probably going to be about 5 to 1 a snow to liquid ratio. So we're going to go from anywhere from 23 to 1 to 5 to 1 during this snow event. And if you notice here, around when the snow stops, the snow to liquid ratio is going to be substantially higher. Let me see what it is. Yeah, right at the end of the snow event, early Sunday morning, we're going to have a 30 to 1 snow to liquid ratio. So again, I just wanted to show you that to keep you aware that we're not, we don't have a constant snow, a constant of 11 to 1 or 10 to 1 snow ratio. Okay, let's turn that off, and let's see what else we want to show. I do want to show you this. This is the NAM 4K. Is another model, a high-resolution model, short-range, mesoscale. And currently this doesn't go out far enough to cover the whole event. So it's not instructive to look at it for snow depths. But I want to show you what it's saying about the sleet period. It's showing actually heavy sleet about 8 a.m. And if we move this a little further, so it's actually suggesting that we're going to potentially have a heavy sleet period of about 3 hours early Saturday morning. And if we get that, the final snow depth is going to be near the low end of what people were predicting. It's not going to be the high end. But I sort of favor the NAM. I think the NAM is probably a little more accurate at this stage. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Okay, I want to show you this one. This is the Iowa State Mediagram. I use it all the time. It allows you to look at multiple model runs using multiple ways of calculating that snow to liquid ratio. And I often use this to get the range that I predict for a snow event. This is again using data from over Washington Reagan National Airport. I use that, the Reagan National Airport data, because it's close to Alexandria and Delray, and it's easy to obtain. Okay, what this is showing, these are using the climatological averages, these solid red and sort of maroon lines, a climatological average of 11:1 snow to liquid ratio. These dotted lines are using the Cobb 5.5 method of calculating the dynamic snow to liquid ratio. So if we take what the lowest possible point is in the Cobb values, that's 15 inches. If we take the highest possible climatological amounts, we're looking at about 20 inches. So this is suggesting a reasonable range would be 15 to 20 inches. Now, my final range prediction for Alexandria, Virginia is 15 to 23 inches. The reason why the 15 is the same as what this is showing, but I bumped up the upper range to 23 mainly because it all depends on the amount and length of that sleet period that we potentially will get Saturday morning. And so if that sleet doesn't develop, I think a 23-inch figure for the upper bound is more reasonable. And so as a result, that's why my range is 15 to 23. Okay, let's take a look at this. This is something I haven't shown you before. It's the Pivot Weather website, and the nice thing about this is it allows you to do some animation of maps of various models, so you can get a general feel about what's happening with in the area that we're looking at. And what I have right now, I have it set for the NAM 4KM. This does not go out to the full snow event, so isn't very instructive about that. But it is interesting to look at, compare this to some of the other models I'll show you shortly, of when the snow may start. And DC is right in this area here, and this is currently set. Let me make sure I get the time right. This is 4 p.m. on Friday. And so it's showing at 4 p.m. Friday, the snowflakes probably are going to be falling just south of Fairfax County, right along the Fairfax County border. And if we bump this up to 7 p.m., it's showing by 7 p.m. The snow is absolutely in Alexandria. So that fits with the potential of starting about 7 p.m. But I want you to also notice these gray areas. Those are going to come in earlier. So in all likelihood, we may start seeing snowflakes as early as 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. on Friday. And so, that's why if you're going to go out Friday, I would strongly recommend, one, you keep listening to the weather before you go out, out on Friday. And two, don't get home before 2 p.m. on Friday, just to be on the safe side. And you need to adjust that time. If this storm speeds up, that means we're going to have snow earlier than potentially 4 p.m. So just keep that in mind. Okay, let's take a look at some of the other what the other models say as far as the start time. The NAM covers the full period, so we can get a little bit better idea on that. And if we start advancing this forward, this is showing that at let me make sure I get the right time. Yeah, this is 7 a.m. Friday. Snow will start falling in the southwestern area of Virginia. And if we advance this a bit forward at 4 p.m. on Friday, the trace snow, the light snowflakes are getting very close to southern Fairfax County, and certainly they're starting to fall in Loudoun County. And if we advance this one more bump, they totally overspread the DC area by 7 p.m. So again, this model is showing that absolutely 7 p.m. we're going to have a pretty nice snow rate. And if we move this a little further up, this is showing accumulations, 24-hour accumulations. And I want you to keep an eye on a couple of things. I want you to keep an eye on where the highest snow rate accumulations are over that 24-hour period. And if we keep this going, the bullseye at this model run is in the panhandle of West Virginia and western Maryland. Now those are the ones that are really looking at a really substantial snow depth. And again, even though this is saying like 11 inches and things, this is a 24-hour analysis. Let's see, let me back it up here and let's do total snowfall accumulation, see what we get there. Okay, let's bump this up and we'll get into the snow periods. Okay, this is 4 p.m. Let me make sure I get this right. Yeah, this is 4 p.m. on Saturday, and it's showing in the DC area somewhere between 15 and 18 inches, and let's see if we can get a little higher. 16 and 19. And this is Sunday actually this is Saturday at 10 p.m. So we're looking here in the 17 to 21. Let's keep moving this up. So here we're more like a 22-inch level by let me make sure I have the right time here. This is 4 a.m. Sunday, and that's about where we end up peaking out, somewhere in the neighborhood of 22 inches, according to the NAM. And I want you to take a look at where the biggest bullseye is. It's going to stretch from the panhandle of West Virginia up into central New Jersey, probably even Philadelphia will be in that sweet spot. And so that's what it looks like right now. It looks like it is reasonable, 15 to 23 inches for Alexandria. And if you notice, Alexandria is sort of in this pink area, so we're a little bit below the 22 mark if this plays out like it's showing. But in any event, it's going to be a crippling snowstorm. It's in all likelihood Monday, everything's going to be closed Monday. I think there is a good chance that Tuesday, everything is going to be closed. This type of storm, when you get this much snow, it's very hard to even figure out where to put the snow to clear the roads. And if you're parked on on a roadway, the snow plows are going to just plow you in. It's going to take you forever to dig out. Unfortunately, that's the unfortunate fact of about a big snowfall. The other thing to keep in mind is that we're going to have wind with this storm. It could very well gust to 50 miles an hour. In all likelihood, the strongest winds are going to be Saturday morning. I have my fingers crossed that they will in fact be the strongest winds will be after sunrise, because it's awful to have strong winds in the middle of the night. But I have a feeling it's going to be somewhere in the 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Region for Saturday, where we're going to get the strongest winds, and they're going to be, when you hear the wind figures, those figures are 10 meter high off the ground. That's treetop level. So we're talking 50 mile an hour gusts at treetop level. Now on ground level, they usually are not that strong. They're quite a bit less. But the thing with these heavy winds, in addition to power outages, which you should expect, the other thing is this is going to cause the snow to drift. So even though we may only get 16 inches or 18 inches, it's very conceivable that with the drifting, they could double that height in parts. So we're talking about 3 or 4 foot drifts potentially in this snowstorm. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. If you have any questions, just give me a tweet at PatPend, that's PATPEND, and I'll try and answer them. And I'll be doing tweets throughout the day as things change. And I probably will do another Periscope question and answer session mid-afternoon today. I have errands to run, so that may change. But I'll try and do one today as well. So think of your questions. The last one I did, no one had any serious questions. So please think of some weather questions, concerns. Also, if you want to share advice, your experience in other big snowstorms with other people watching, that would be useful too. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.